Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Den. And today, I'm your host, Nick Kelsey, with Mr. Phillips.
Nick, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you, man.
Good.
It's Friday. It's a little bit rainy outside, but
A little gloomy, but we feeling good on the inside.
We are for sure.
Well, first of all, how has this week gone, especially being a short week after a long holiday weekend?
It's been good. It's been a great week. It was a 4-day week. Coming off the long holiday, I guess we had a 4-day weekend because we were out last Friday. Good. It's been good. You know, no complaints here. Attendance has been great. We're kind of the newness is we're past the start of school now, so it feels like we're kind of set and kind of doing our thing. Everything's going really well. You know, we had a couple good meetings at the board office this week with Dr. Foster, and just trying to really game plan for trying to envision what this looks like going down the road, and exciting conversations for sure. I'm glad to be a part of them. But yeah, been a great week. Students have been great. Everything's moving.
All right, I'm glad to hear that. Before we get too far into this podcast, we have a new feature to our newsletter. Would you like to?
Yeah, we do. So you all have been working on this for a couple of weeks, I think, and it's something I'd requested. That I think if you're watching this at home, there's going to be a link at the top of the page. If you're watching on your phone or computer, you'll be able to hit that link. It's going to take you to our our parent student resource page. On that page, there's pages by grade level, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, any type of documentation that you need. I would highly suggest, if you're listening to this, that you give that a look. Hit on that link, kind of navigate through that a little bit. You'll see on the right-hand side there are grade level pages. You click on that. If you have a 9th grader, it'll bring up all the 9th grade information that you need. If you have a senior, there's going to be the senior page that has a lot of information on it. There's a lot going on in that senior world, with senior project and trying to get everything squared away for graduation. I know it's crazy to be thinking about that, but we're already thinking about those things. So every week that link will be there at the top of the page. That's an addition that you all have worked out and got done, and I think that's kind of what I was sending last year through email. Was kind of that. It's on a Canva page, and we've got 4 different grade level leaders that are updating those pages. So really excited about that for our parents and our students to be able to. It's kind of a one-stop shop. You can just click on that, and it'll take you to all the information. Some of the stuff that we talk about on here will be on those pages. Just a really good feature that you all figured out how to add that in. So I can't wait till this goes up this afternoon, and we'll see what that looks like. But good stuff. It's another tool for parents to make sure that we can't over communicate, right? Like we can't communicate too much. So we want to make sure that we give parents every opportunity to kind of see what's going on with their child and what we're doing here in our building. So Definitely. Good stuff.
I understand today is the final day for the midterm grading
period. It is. 4.5 weeks already. It's crazy, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, so midterm's over today. We'll actually, all that will be finalized next week. Grades will be posted, and just a little midterm to let parents know where their child stands. So please, parents, you have Infinite Campus, you have, parent portal on your phones. Stay up to date on those grades. Talk to your kids about, how they're doing, if they're struggling in a class. Once again, that's one of those tools for a parent that's really handy to have. You can set it up to where you get alerts when grades are put in and things like that. So just another great tool. But yeah, we're at the 4.5 week mark, and we're already talking about that end of the first 9 weeks and seeing what grades will look like. And I think the important part, we had my first town hall meeting yesterday with freshmen yesterday morning. We're doing a town hall meeting every week with different grade levels, where I get to just sit down and talk with the whole class. That 225 of them, I think, were in the gym, and just talking to them about how, like, right now you might not think that grade means something, but you're going to be a senior in a few years, and those grades from 9th grade matter. That matters with your GPA, and it matters, that comes down to, if you're thinking about college, those are dollars, right? College, those are scholarship dollars and keys money. And so just making sure that we let families and students know that these grades are important. Even that first 4.5 weeks of their freshman year, that's important stuff. So getting off to the right foot. But yeah, so we're there 4.5 weeks in.
Excited about that. Well,
Yep.
Filming this before our first club day.
Yeah.
Well, can you elaborate on the first club day for the school
So club
year?
day, once again, it's every student's going to participate in a club. Something new for us. It's always been optional, but we're going to make sure they're either in a club or a study hall. So we're doing that today. Interested to see how that goes. It's our first run at it. It's a 4-week rotation. We have club rotation A, B, C, and D. So the student can actually participate in 4 clubs, and then they'll start that cycle over again in 4 weeks. So we have some really, really huge clubs. We have, our FFA has 200-something kids in it. We got a teacher that's doing American Sign Language that has over 100 kids signed up for that to learn sign language. So it's just one of them things that It's going to offer kids an opportunity to get involved in something and get excited about something in the middle of their day on Fridays. And we're excited. I'd like to get out and get some pictures, and you'll probably see pictures of that up on that when you hit that link at the top of the page. We'll probably try to get some pictures up of what that looks like. And just really, really good stuff. It's a time that kids can really get involved in something to hang their hat on a little bit, So it's positive stuff.
Indeed. Speaking of clubs, yesterday we had a chance to interview Candy Miller and Melinda Pullen from our Bears in Overtime program.
Two good ones there.
Indeed. You can check the podcast out on our YouTube channel, digitaldin.schs. Tell us a little how that program helped us and maybe expand on the ACD program.
Yeah. So, once again, remember, we talked about it last week, and seniors, you'll see this on your senior page, October 3rd. It's the ACT. It's voluntary. It's here at school, no charge. So if you have a child that's even considering college, I would suggest signing up for that. We'll do that the first part of that day on October 3rd. We'll be done about lunchtime. The state's doing that again for free. It's something they did last year coming out of COVID. They've kind of implemented that since COVID. It's one of those things that they said was going to go away, but they brought it back, so which is good. That's a great resource for kids. Even if you've scored as high as you think you can, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to take it, right? Like a college is going to take your highest score. So I would suggest signing up. So Candy and Miss Miller and Miss Pulliam they run our Bears in Overtime Monday through Thursday. So Mondays they're actually doing ACT prep. Every week it's a different subject area. So 1 week it'll be math, 1 week it'll be English. I know they're going to put that calendar out. That's just another tool, another resource for kids to get in there, and because the ACT is just a little bit about understanding the questions, and so it's not all about necessarily the mastery of content, which it is, but just navigating questions and like some test strategies is what they're going to teach too. So just excited about that. I'd love to see those juniors and seniors get in there, especially seniors now, and especially juniors as we get on into the year, because every junior will take that ACT in March. So they're doing good stuff. It's one of those things we'd love to see kids there. That Bears in Overtime, great program. 75 kids in there in the afternoon sometimes, and they're getting extra help. They're doing social emotional stuff. They do a lot of good things with those kids. So it's just a good time for a kid to get caught up on work, and if they're struggling, they can get some tutoring. We have a lot of teachers that stay and help with that too, so that kind of varies by the day. But it's our third year with that program. I think that's a grant that we have from the government that funds all that. So really good use of students' time in the afternoons. If they don't leave here and work or do anything like that, I would suggest staying for that because it's a good program.
Yeah. On the sports side, I saw our girls soccer team got another big victory this week.
I was here the other night, man. It was crowded. We had a student section. I've had 3 different parents stop me the other night, and I had one actually call me on my phone last night talking about the student section at the soccer game. Well, a girls' soccer game, which I didn't ever think I'd hear talk about how awesome it was. We probably had 30 students there. Girls had a great 2-0 win. I think it was 1-0 when I left. I left with just a few minutes to go, and I think they scored a pretty neat goal. Like after I left, I think somebody had kicked one from a long way out, I heard, or something. So, 2-0 win. They're right there. They're apparently going to play Collins in a couple weeks to be the 1 seed in the district, possibly if they win that game. And those girls are doing good things. I know their RPI came out, I think, with the state RPI. I think they were pretty high with that, maybe like 21st or something. I heard. I think that's right. But boys soccer got a good win this week. I think they beat Taylor County 3-2, which was a great win. That's always a good win when you go to Taylor County, such a big school and such a big school district. A lot of times they're really good. So anytime you can go to Taylor County and get a win, that's huge. But yeah, they're rolling. Our boys JV golf team won a match yesterday against another school's varsity team. I know Coach Cruz does some of his 9-hole matches. He's letting some of our younger guys play. Our older guys are playing in 18-hole tournaments, and man, he's setting that thing up for just long-term success, letting those younger kids get a taste of some of that and let them, they're also not only getting that experience, they're winning a little bit too, which is huge. You get that momentum, and when you're winning, winning cures a lot of things in sports, right? So, Casey DeSilva, great week. He won the Shelby County Invitational, I think, last Saturday. Cross country that's going on right now, so excited for him. And that team, just a lot of good stuff. We've got football tonight. We have Fairdale coming in, and we're doing a staff tailgate tonight. We're gonna have our staff, try to get all of our staff members here. We're gonna do some food and some drinks for them out in the end zone. So if you see a couple big canopies set up, if you're here, That's what that is. It's just trying to provide an opportunity for our staff to just kind of hang and mingle and just, not talk school. They can just hang out and be normal people, because we are normal people. I always find that funny when kids see me out. They look at me like I'm an alien sometimes, but we don't live in the school building, right? We do have lives and families and do those things. So good week sports, man. Exciting stuff.
To elaborate on what he said tonight, we
did I cover something that you were going to cover?
Well, just a little bit.
That's all right.
I can elaborate.
Yeah.
Tonight our football team hosts Fairdale. Kickoff is at 7:30. The theme of tonight will be neon and construction. Tomorrow our cross country team competes in the West Jasmine Colts Invitational at 9 a.m. Also tomorrow our golf team has a tournament at Quail Chase. Our volleyball team plays in a tournament at Henry County High School, and our girls soccer team hosts Butler at 12 p.m. noon. Announcements. I've heard of multiple announcements about our lunch accounts. Can you share the parents' policy about our meals?
For sure, yeah. Just one thing I want to hit on. We have Mr. Rucker at the board office. He's the director of student services. Ms. Chester, our cafeteria manager. They've done an amazing job at trying to get creative with our menus and things like that. So we actually have 3 different lines this year with some stuff going on. We offer, pizza and I think chicken sandwiches every day. Then we have the main meal, which can be, normal, what we would say a normal school lunch. And then we have a line just for salads. They do these really nice, fresh, homemade salads. But I just want to remind parents, please, a lot of times parents don't know that their kids are eating it. They'll be like, I pack my kids' lunch every day. But, yeah, sometimes we have kids that'll eat that lunch and they'll go through line and grab a pizza or something like that. So just as a parent, I don't want a parent to get a pretty expensive lunch bill dropped on them, halfway through the year. So just be aware. If your student's eating, you can pay that account on that myschoolbucks.com. You can go there and pay, add money into your student's account. But we're probably serving more lunches now than we've ever served. I think I talked to our cafeteria manager yesterday, Ms. Chester, and I think right now we have a pretty steep balance. There's $13,000 owed in the cafeteria by different families. So I don't want a family getting a $400 bill dropped on them. So if they could just pay attention to that, talk to your kid about that if they're eating lunch. If so, just make sure we want to make sure they're getting the food, and we'll always serve them a lunch. But if they get too far behind, we will have to give them an alternate lunch just because we have to. So that's not us. That's just that's just kind of the rules we have to play by. We will always make sure every kid is fed. So.
Fall pictures for juniors, sophomores, and freshmen will be Friday, September 15th. Do you have anything to?
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you're here. That's the picture that goes in the yearbook. So that when we get that file done, we zip that file over to Balfour, and that's how we get our yearbook. So make sure that you're here that day and dressed, to how you want accordingly. I guess is probably the best way to put that.
Our college and career fair will be Wednesday, September 20th.
Yeah, excited about that.
We will be talking with our new college and career coach, Miss Sydney Clyde, next week, also Wednesday on the podcast. Yeah. So please be watching for the podcast on the Digital Den YouTube channel.
I think she told me 50 colleges coming for that. Ooh. I think that's what she told me the other day. Because we're serving them lunch, so we were trying to figure out how much food to serve.
Next week, we will also be talking with our boys soccer coach, Chris Barron, to talk about our team and the year in their upcoming postseasons.
So y'all getting Coach Barron in here, huh? Good. That's awesome. That'd be a good conversation. Great guy, good coach, does well with those boys.
We hope you tune in. Also, anyone interested in the archery team, there will be an open gym. Will be Tuesday, September 26th and Thursday, September 28th in the back gym after school from 2:45 to 4 p.m. You must have a KHSAA sports physical to participate. If you have any questions, please see Miss Nash. Are there any other news and announcements that you have for our viewers before this weekend?
Yeah, just want to mention one thing for parents, and you'll also see this on the on your grade level page if you click on that link. But talk about we're still getting requests for schedule changes. We are, at this point we can't make schedule changes at this point. We've had 4.5 weeks. That just there's so much that goes into that. When a kid moves a class, it's such a trickle-out domino effect. It messes with numbers in classrooms. Now they've already missed so much content in that class they're trying to move to. So just please, if your child mentions that, we make sure for next year, we do a transition day at the end of the school year. We did it last year. We had the schedules printed for kids last year, so they signed off on them, saying that we actually let them walk. We did a bump up day, what we called a bump up day, so kids got to move up and walk their schedule for the next year. Just making them aware of that, because that sounds really simple to do. Hey, I don't want to be in this forward period. I want to go here, but a lot of time it doesn't work out that way, right? We have 1,000 kids and we only have so many teachers, and we try to keep their numbers, and there's just a lot of factors that go into that. So schedule changes that's something that supposed to only happen the first few days of school. So just make sure we're getting, I think it's because of grades some too. I think kids are starting to maybe realize that, hey, I've got a bad grade or whatever. I had one bad test score. That's okay. You can work through that, right? That's one of those things that we have to make sure that we have to honor that and hold kids accountable. And we want them in the right places, but they should already be in the right places, right? So we want to make sure of that. But no, great start to the year. I love it. I love doing this every week. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, it's been nothing but good. I look forward to seeing everybody tonight. Students, be here, be loud. We need it, right? We're going to get a win tonight, and we're going to get this thing going in the right direction with football, and we're just going to we got everybody else rolling and excited. It's good stuff. Weather's going to be decent, I think, if we can get the rain to hold off. It's not going to be too hot, so everybody should be here tonight. The whole community should be here tonight.
Well, I believe that's about all the time that we have. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Den podcast. Please make sure to check us out on Instagram at digitalden.schs and YouTube at SCHS Digital Den. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.
Yeah, thank you.